Yo, what is going on everybody? Needforbeans over here. In this video, I will be showing you guys a few tips and tricks on how to get better at 1wall6targets TE. So this is a very popular scenario that a lot of players do to work on their click timing, uh, especially clicking heads. A lot of players, they'll start off at a certain skill level and they'll just have a really hard time progressing. So this video, I'll be going over a few tips and tricks that you can do to help you get better. So for me, my high score for 1wall6targets is, let's see here, 152.2. So that is a decent score. It's not amazing, it's not bad, but it's definitely a decent score. I started off way lower. If you go to my YouTube, my high score, I think about a month or so ago, was 124. So I've made a lot of progress since then. Still trying to hit 160, but I've made a lot of progress, and I just want to share a few tips of what helped me. So the biggest thing that really helped me uh, get get a higher score in 1wall6targets is, wait for it, 1wall6targets small. Now a lot of times I'll literally just do this scenario for a few minutes, and the second I hop into the bigger version of the same exact scenario, the TE, I will instantly hit a high score. Now the reason for that is because 1wall6targets small, you really have to work on that micro adjustments. You have to be a lot more precise with your movement than in the TE version. So after you've been doing this for quite some time, and obviously you're going to be doing the smaller version a lot slower than you would be 1wall6targets TE. So once you get that precision down, the TE version seems a lot easier. I can do this, but let me show you guys how fast I can do this. Something like this. Right? So when I go to the TE version, this is a lot easier. As you can see. So that is one thing that if you guys are struggling with 1wall6targets TE, try the smaller version. The smaller version will give you those precise movements that you need, and you can easily translate that, and this scenario will seem a lot easier than it did if you were just grinding this all over and over and over again. All right, tip number one. Now tip number two is slow this down. Don't do challenge mode, quit challenge, just play free play, and work on just slowing down your aim. A lot of times you'll be trying to do the challenge and like really stressing yourself out, gripping the mouse super tight, and then your wrist starts hurting and you're sweating, your hands get sweaty. It's all bad news. A lot of times just chill out and really work on drawing straight lines from target to target. Really focus on getting that straight line as straight as possible. It will give you some really good habits, and it will make your aim smoother, and it's honestly a lot easier to practice than just trying to, you know, click really fast and try to do the timer. It's just, sometimes you need to just chill out and work on technique, right? So that's one thing you can do. You can just literally just maybe play some music, maybe not, but really work on getting those straight lines, because a lot of times, like for me, if I'm really just doing this, I'll like, my aim will be all over the place, you know, like my lines are not gonna be straight. Like I'll aim like a weird curve, you know. It's just kind of like a weird thing I do, but that's not very optimal. You don't want to do that. You want to really draw straight lines to each of your targets, and you want to work on the smoothness of your aim. And once you get that smoothness down, then you can start working on speed. And here's another tip. If you are struggling, let's say you're really trying to do this really fast, right? And then a lot of people where they will struggle with, including myself, is hitting those really close together dots. So a lot of times, you know, if it's on the other, if the target is on the other side of the tile, you know, you're gonna have to do that big adjustment. But if it's really close by, a lot of times you won't even really notice it, you know, and you'll miss all these close shots, which is really frustrating. So the way to at least train that is do 1wall 9,000 targets. Let me find it here. One wall 9,000 target. Or I literally just did it. One wall 9,000 targets. There it is. So this looks ridiculous, right? But what it does, it helps you train speed. Now I wouldn't do this for too long because it is pretty tiring, but you can really work on your speed on this one and get those micro adjustments and kind of get in the habit of really paying attention to your crosshair, because a lot of times when you do the normal version, you just kind of lose track of your crosshair. You know, when you have these small clusters, you just kind of try to flick it. Not these big ones, but like these small ones, they always mess me up. So when I started practicing the one wall 9,000 targets, I got in the habit of still paying attention to my crosshair when it's small clusters and I'm doing small adjustments. That's a really good tip. So the 3 tips I've covered so far is do the small version, slow down the 1wall5targets TE, and do 1wall 9,000 targets to work on your the clusters, the cluster of targets, the micro adjustments there. So those are going to be the 3 tips for this video. I hope you guys will use at least some of them, and if these tips helped you get a higher score in this map, please post your score in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to seeing what your guys' scores are. So thank you guys for watching again. Need for Beans out. Peace.